In a quiet village surrounded by green hills and deep forests, there lived a young boy named Eli. He was only 14 years old, but the villagers often said he carried the patience of an old man and the eyes of someone who understood the world differently. Eli was not the strongest boy in the village. He could not lift heavy sacks like the farmers, nor could he run as fast as the shepherd boys. While others spent their afternoons competing, Eli spent his time sitting beside the river, watching the water flow over the stones. Many people thought he was strange. "Why waste time staring at water?" the blacksmith once laughed. Eli simply smiled and replied, "Because the river never fights the rocks, yet it still reaches the sea." The blacksmith shook his head, not understanding. Eli lived with his grandmother in a small wooden house near the edge of the forest. She was old and kind, with silver hair and gentle hands. Every night, she told him stories about wisdom, kindness, and the mistakes people make when pride blinds them. One day, she told him, "You will learn that wisdom is not knowing everything. Wisdom is knowing what truly matters." Eli remembered those words carefully. One summer, a terrible drought struck the village. The river became thin, crops began to die, and fear spread among the people. The village council argued every day about what to do. "We should dig deeper wells," one man shouted. "We should travel north for water," another insisted. "We should pray for rain," said a third. The arguments grew louder, but no solution came. Eli quietly listened from outside the meeting hall. He noticed something others ignored. Every evening, birds flew toward the western forest. Hundreds of them disappeared behind the hills and returned at sunrise. Curious, Eli followed them one morning before dawn. The journey was difficult. Thorn bushes scratched his legs, and steep rocks slowed him down. But after hours of walking, he discovered something extraordinary, a hidden spring flowing from the side of a mountain. Crystal clear water poured endlessly into a small lake surrounded by trees. Eli knelt beside the water and smiled. "The birds already knew," he whispered. He rushed back to the village and told the council about the spring. But the elders doubted him. "A child's imagination," one scoffed. "There is no spring beyond those hills," another said. Only an old farmer believed him. "I have seen honesty in this boy's eyes," the farmer said. "We lose nothing by looking." Reluctantly, the council agreed to investigate. The next morning, the villagers followed Eli through the forest. Many complained during the climb. "This is foolish. My feet hurt. We should turn back." But Eli continued calmly, never arguing. At last, they reached the hidden spring. The villagers stood speechless as sunlight reflected across the clear water. Some laughed with relief, while others cried with gratitude. "You saved the village," the mayor said to Eli. But Eli shook his head. "No," he answered softly. "The water saved the village. I only paid attention." The villagers celebrated for days. Yet Eli did not become proud. He still sat quietly by the river and helped his grandmother gather firewood. Months later, another problem arose. Two wealthy brothers in the village began fighting over land left behind by their father. The older brother claimed the northern fields, while the younger demanded equal ownership. Their anger divided the village into sides. The dispute became so serious that people stopped speaking to neighbors and friends. The mayor, exhausted from endless arguments, finally asked Eli for advice. "You are wiser than many adults," the mayor admitted. "Tell us how to end this conflict." Eli thought silently for a moment before speaking. "Bring both brothers to the old oak tree tomorrow morning." The next day, the entire village gathered beneath the giant oak tree. Eli handed each brother a small clay cup filled with water. "Hold these carefully," he instructed. "Not a single drop must spill." Then he led them through a narrow rocky path along the hills. The journey required complete concentration. Both brothers walked slowly, keeping their eyes fixed on the water inside their cups. When they returned, Eli asked, "Did either of you notice the beautiful sunrise over the hills?" "No," the older brother answered. "Did you hear the birds singing?" Eli asked. "No," said the younger brother. "Why not?" "Because we were focused on protecting the water," they replied. Eli nodded gently. "In the same way, your anger has made you so focused on winning that you can no longer see your family, your neighbors, or your father's memory. You both protect your pride so carefully that you spill joy everywhere else." The crowd fell silent. The two brothers looked at each other for a long moment. Finally, the older brother lowered his head. "Our father would be ashamed of us," he whispered. The younger brother's eyes filled with tears. That very day, they agreed to share the land peacefully. As years passed, people traveled from distant villages just to speak with Eli. Some expected a great teacher with expensive robes and powerful speeches. Instead, they found a humble young man repairing fences, helping farmers, and listening more than he spoke. One traveler once asked him, "How did you become so wise at such a young age?" Eli smiled toward the wind moving through the trees. "Most people only listen when someone is talking," he said. "But wisdom often speaks in silence, in rivers, in mistakes, in nature, and in the hearts of others." The traveler thought deeply about those words. Years later, when Eli became an old man himself, the village remained peaceful and strong. Children still gathered near the river to hear his stories. And whenever someone asked the secret of his wisdom, he always gave the same answer: "Slow down enough to notice what the world is trying to teach you."